I've gone. Oh, I want to start your neck.
Hey everyone, it's me, Ace, back again with another review, and this time it's on Far Cry 5. So we kick things off with us playing as the deputy, or Rook, as he becomes known, and we are flying into a cult to arrest their leader, who is called Joseph Seed. As we are about to leave, shots are fired and we are chased away. Now, if anyone has played any other Far Cry game before, you'll know that this is the norm for this series. No point of redesigning the intro at all to make it fresh, just reskin the same crap for each new game in the series. This is the pinnacle of laziness and sets an all-time low. In fact, if you don't like doing stuff and want to get paid to do fuck all, look into a job at Ubisoft's Far Cry development team, as they'll have you covered. Now we are off to explore, and by explore I mean go where the game tells us, to set about finally bringing an end to Joseph's mayhem and mischief. Typical Far Cry plot point, and with nothing of notable interest. It makes the story as interesting as a 5-year-old library book sitting on a shelf caked in dust. When the first lot of basic instructions are finished, we can actually start to do some very generic and standard stuff. This just involves going around the different areas that the game has and completing certain objectives. Each area has one of the Seed family members who need to be killed. The names are John, Jacob, and Faith. Now, this being a cult family, I'm sure you can understand the references behind those names. Jacob is a hunter sort of person who I suspect would rather live in the woods than the house. Faith is just basically a druggie, and John has nothing to talk about. Clearly, a very dysfunctional fucking family. Add all that along with Joseph Seed and what he strives for, and it's blatantly obvious what the fuck is going on. You have to hunt down John, Jacob, and Faith Seed, and once that's done, it's off to confront Joseph again, only this time with the usual two-choice endings. Like every other Far Cry game, because why improve on something when you can just rehash the same shit for all of eternity? There are some flashback moments that lend to the development of the Seed family and how we learn about their life stories, but let's be realistic here. Nobody gives a rat's ass about those fuckers. Overall, I rate this story a very low 2 out of 10. Now, on to gameplay, and this is where we actually have some improvement. There are a wide range of activities to be doing, which include destroying cult property, rescuing the civilians, fishing and hunting challenges, clutch Nixon stunts, obtaining collectibles, and this is optional and isn't required to do unless you want to, prepper stashes, you get the idea. There was a lot more thought put into what you can do here rather than the story. If you want to take a break from the game itself, you can head over to the arcade mode where you can play multiplayer matches and play custom levels which were designed and created by other people, including Ubisoft. Shame they didn't put as much effort into the story as they did their custom arcade maps. I actually wanted to try using the feature to create my own maps, but I found it quite hard to get the hang of. With everything that's available, I find it overwhelming, but I'm not a very capable designer, so that's probably why. Anyway, moving back to the main game, its basic gameplay is your typical first-person shooter, so nothing to say about that. There are a wide option of guns to select from, so how you kill everyone is really down to whatever method you want to use against them. I find that the gun controls are very wonky, and at times it feels like I'm restricted because of how slow it can get, especially when lag decides to poke its head round the fucking corner. Thankfully, the game doesn't take into account bullet drop or environmental changes on any difficulty. If it did, I'd have probably thrown the game out my fucking window. Cobra's strategy is probably the best thing for this game. Just get stocked up on grenades and RPGs and just blow everything the fuck up.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, that actually worked.
Yes.
The driving controls are semi-standard at best, as Far Cry as a series has never really had great driving controls, excluding the helicopters. More often than not, you might find yourself skidding off-road due to understeer or oversteer. This makes driving a pain in the arse, but thankfully the game does have an airdrop feature where you can just teleport to somewhere and deploy your wingsuit, which makes travelling a lot more easier. Perks are also available to give you assistance in fights and just be handy in a variety of situations, whether this be climbing a mountain or just being able to hold on to more ammo. You can loot bodies to get the odd bit of ammo and some cash, or if you want to, just buy ammo at the stores. As always, there are various ways to get money, sadly no poker playing, but the quickest way is to either complete prepper stashes or go fishing for a bit. Also, if you want to play the campaign in co-op, you can, which makes it more enjoyable, especially when each player has their own style. Some people prefer to play like maniacal fuckers, while others prefer the more methodical methods. Now, gameplay, I give this a very average 5 out of 10. All of the things that can be done are great, but they need to fix all the small problems and issues that build up very quickly. Overall, my points for this game are 7 out of 20. The value of this game, I'm very confident in saying it's worth probably less than £5 at this point because of how old it is, and Far Cry 6 is allegedly coming out soon. Also, if anyone is interested, me and Cobra did a playthrough on New Game Plus Infamous Difficulty, so if you want to check that out, the link will be in the description. My next video in 2 weeks will be on Far Cry New Dawn. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, hit that good old subscribe button as we appreciate the support, and have a great day.